Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video I thought I would share with you what I actually used from my hospital bags. So if you haven't seen my hospital bag videos, then I'll link them here and you can go and check them out. I did one for my hospital bag and one for baby's hospital bag, and I just thought it would be really helpful to share with you what I actually used from them, because it's all very well packing stuff into a hospital bag, but it's important also, I think, to know what I actually used from it, so that if you're packing your hospital bag, then this can be kind of more helpful to you if you're thinking of packing your hospital bag or packing it anytime soon. So without further ado, let's get into what I actually used from my hospital bags. If you haven't seen my birth story video, then I would encourage you to go and check that out first, because you can see exactly how long I stayed in the hospital for and why I stayed in the hospital for that long. But basically, in summary, I gave birth at 1:45 on a Monday morning, and then I went home the next day, Tuesday afternoon, around about 5 p.m. So I was in hospital quite a bit longer than I expected to be in hospital, for reasons that I explained in my birth story video. But I'm glad that I kind of slightly overpacked for the hospital, because I did need a lot more of the things than I thought I would actually need. So I would bear that in mind, that that's how long I was in the hospital for, because I had slight complications with the birth. So the first thing that I said I packed in that video is a pair of shorts for being in labour. And if you saw my birth story video, then you'll know that I did not have time to change into anything when I got to the hospital, because my birth was so fast. But if I had a normal labour and a much more longer one and lengthier labour, then I would have used those shorts. So I would still pack them, because if I'd had what I expected to be a more normal length labour, then I would have used them. But I didn't end up using them because of the length of my labour. The next thing that I packed was a power bank, which I didn't actually use. That was more of like a backup thing, so I would still pack that. But it was more of a backup in case for some reason I couldn't get to like a place to charge my phone. I also did pack a charger, which I did use. I packed one of the really, really long chargers that's like 3 meters long, which was really, really good, because in the hospital, the power outlet bit was quite far away from the bed, but it reached quite well with the cord that I got. So I would highly recommend getting an extra long charger. I took a bin bag for dirty washing, which I would have used, but I completely forgot I had, so I didn't use it. But I just stuffed all my dirty washing in the bag, I think, which was great. But I should have used that. I took flip-flops, which I used as soon as I gave birth and had a shower. I used the flip-flops, very, very handy. I took a pack of maternity pads. They did have plenty at the hospital that they could give us, and that I used some of theirs as well, but I did also use some of mine, and I definitely needed a lot of maternity pads. And then the disposable pants that I took, I also used. I think I used all of the disposable pants. I took 4 pairs, and I used them all in that kind of 2-day period. Then I took an eye mask, which was really, really helpful, because although I did have my own room to myself and I could turn the lights completely out, I still wanted like a small light on, especially when the baby was in the room with me. And so I had an eye mask, so I could just put the eye mask on but still have a light on in the background. So I find that helpful. And if you're going into a normal labour ward, it's even more useful when there's other people around, because they don't turn the lights off completely there. I packed a dressing gown, a light dressing gown, which I definitely used as soon as I gave birth and had a shower. I packed 2 pairs of PJs. I used both those pairs of PJs, so the nursing vest and both of the pyjama bottoms. I used both of them because I was in for 2 days. I also got a nightie, which I didn't use because that was more of a backup in case I had a C-section. So I didn't use the nightie that I took. But yeah, so I took socks. I used the socks all the way home. I took nursing bras, which I did not use in the end. I just wore one of those nursing vest tops home, so maybe I would just not bother packing the nursing bras this time, because I literally just wore the nursing tank tops home, and then with like a zipper on top. I also took a top, which I did use at one point. I took a toothpaste and a toothbrush. I used both of those things. Moisturiser, this little tiny moisturiser that I used, I used that definitely. I really needed a moisturiser. I like to moisturise my skin straight after coming out of the shower, otherwise my skin feels really, really dry, so I definitely did use that. By the way, if you want more specific information about all these products, then like I said, check out my other videos, because it's got like all the information and it shows you all the products specifically. Then I took nappy bags, which I did use. I used them to put like my maternity pads and stuff inside. And my contact lens case and solution, of course I needed that. I ended up taking my contact lenses out like after I gave birth, when I was going to sleep the first morning. I took those Tucks, you know that round box I showed you of Tucks hemorrhoid pads. They're basically like wet pads with medicated stuff on them, and you put them in your pants, and it like helps if you get stitches, which I did get stitches. And so I didn't use them in the hospital, but I did use them when I got home. And the only reason I didn't use them in the hospital was that they had those ice packs that you get. I don't know if I've ever seen this before. I didn't see them before I went into hospital this time, but it's basically like an ice pack, and then you crack it and it turns like so it's basically not an ice pack to start with. It's just a liquid thing with plastic, and then you like do this, break it, and it cracks, kind of like how you activate a glow stick. So you crack it and then it goes freezing cold and turns into an ice pack, which was really interesting, and you could put that in your pants instead. So I used that when I was in the hospital. I did use the Tuck stuff when I got home, and I did like them as well. I also took a cleanser. I didn't use a cleanser because I didn't really wear much makeup. I put on makeup to go home, but I didn't use it otherwise, so I didn't use a cleanser. I took the deodorant, and I used the deodorant. My shampoo and conditioner, my little minis, came in really handy. I took 3 showers, and I think I washed my hair at least twice out of those 3 showers, so that was really helpful. I used my little hair grips and my bubbles because I had my hair up quite a lot of the time. I didn't use the nursing pads, but I didn't think I would use the nursing pads because, yeah, your milk doesn't come in for a while, so I had them just in case, but I didn't need them. Snacks, my goodness, I'm so glad I took snacks. Snacks were so important to me. I ate loads of my snacks. I ate some of those little brownie things that I took. I ate some of the protein bars that I took, and I ate some like the fruit gums as well. So good and so necessary, because the food that they gave us in the hospital was okay. Like, it was much better this time than last time, but it wasn't enough. Like, 1 sandwich and a yogurt for lunch, not enough for me, especially when I'm breastfeeding. Not happening. So I also took a notebook and pen. I didn't use a notebook and pen. I don't know why I thought I would use that. I didn't use it the first time either, but I just took it just in case I felt like using it, but I didn't use it. I took Pepsi Max cans of Pepsi Max, and I drank, I think, all of them. I really like Pepsi Max, so I was really happy to have that as like a little comfort thing. I took chewing gum. I used chewing gum to like keep my teeth nice and clean after the sugary snacks. I took makeup, which I did use. I took eyebrow stuff, concealer, and like powder, and I used that to get like a nice photo with the baby. So yeah, I did use that. We took a big bottle of water, and we drank the water, although there was lots of water in the room as well, so I didn't really need to. But it's nice to have extra water just in case. I took my glasses. Like I said, I used my glasses, and then I took my lip balm, which was very necessary because the ward is very hot and like humid, and like I need lip balm. It keeps your lips nice and hydrated and lovely. So that's everything that I packed in my hospital bag. I think I used most of the things out of my hospital bag, and I probably would pack all of them again. Some of the things I didn't pack just because of the type of, some of the things I packed I didn't use just because of the type of birth that I had, but I would still pack, for example, the shorts, the bin bag and stuff, and the nightie. But the things that I probably wouldn't pack again are maybe the nursing bras, the Tucks hemorrhoid pad things, the cleanser. I probably wouldn't pack my nursing pads or my notebook and pen. Those are things that I would just not bother to pack personally if I was going to hospital again soon. So that's what I packed from my hospital bag. What I used from my baby's hospital bag was I used nappies. I used like 2 nappies. I didn't use that many because my baby was in the neonatal unit. They used their nappies most of the time, so I used my nappies just for like the last day. I didn't use the swaddle at all, not once. I used his blanket. I used the muslin cloths that we took, and I used this little hat for going home. We had 2 bags, if you remember. I had 2 bags of clothes. I had like 3 outfits, I think, for up to £7 size, and 3 outfits for up to £10 size, just depending what size the baby was going to be. And he came out about £6 so I used 1 outfit from the up to £7 bag, again because he was in the neonatal unit. He didn't have clothes on, he just had a nappy on most of the time, so we didn't use too many of those outfits. Water wipes, definitely used water wipes, and actually in the neonatal unit themselves they also use water wipes. So if that's not a good recommendation for water wipes, I don't know what is, because the midwives and the nurses themselves use water wipes on the babies in the neonatal unit. So I took an absorbent mat, which I did use to change the baby's bum on, and the car seat we of course used on the way home. So I think I did quite well with what I packed for the hospital bag. I feel like I used most of the things, and the things that I didn't use, some of them I still would take and some of them I wouldn't. The only thing that I wouldn't take from the baby's bag, again, would be the swaddle. I don't really know why I took that, but yeah, we didn't need the swaddle at all. But yeah, so those are all the things that I actually used from my hospital bag when I gave birth. I hope you found this video interesting if you're also packing your hospital bag. And yeah, let me know what else you would add into your hospital bag that I just don't think about and don't need. And I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye guys.